Hello, my lovely peoples. It's Jiji Marie. Today we have another episode of Jiji's College Dropout Film School. I don't know why it took me like 5 times to say that correctly. This is the last episode, hopefully, without my shitty earbud mic. I'm gonna be getting my new microphone in, so hopefully this is the last video we have to do this with. But anyways, so this episode is going to be about rom-com tropes and maybe some of the more negative effects of them. So enjoy. Sometimes a heartwarming romance or romantic comedy can actually make you feel really good after a shitty breakup, but what is that spoonful of sugar-coated sentimentality actually pushing down your throat? When you take off the rose-colored glasses, a lot of movie romances and rom-coms look super weird. If we look back at some of the greatest romantic comedies from the 1930s, like Bringing Up Baby and His Girl Friday, there are a lot of stories about gender equality. But today's more self-conscious romantic stories revive the spirit by critiquing our lazy assumptions about love and relationships. But others struggle to deliver that happy ending of the rom-com formula without arriving at a pretty traditional-looking picture of a happy couple. In spite of all of this, there's a reason that we keep going back to movies looking for love. At their worst, romances and rom-coms can send us some messed up love lessons. On the standard romance movie diet many of us have consumed, it's no wonder we might come out with some really weird and flawed ideas about how love and relationships actually work in the real world. For example, changing your looks for a man is something that's influenced constantly through romances. Since Cinderella, basically, we've been telling women that if they have ugly hair, ugly clothes, a pair of glasses, you need to change that so you can get a man to like you, which is like really a horrible thing to insinuate, honestly. Like, why? Like, it stems from the idea of creating a woman and making her better, but it's kind of insane. Another really harmful one is basically love being determined by fate. A lot of rom-coms and romances center on that assumption that we're meant to end up with somebody, but if we're actually focusing on destiny, we're just waiting for a preordained romantic happiness to happen to us, and there's a good chance that it won't work out in real life, honestly. Another toxic trait that I see in a lot of these movies is basically saying that love is just pushing each other away and that romance is fueled by resistance and fighting, and that's not actually a healthy example to set. And it's even crazier when the guy is the one that's pushing you away and they're like, oh, he's just so in love with you, but he's not ready. That's really a bad example to set. It's also kind of horrible to portray men as just being elusive animals that hate commitment. Like, that's kind of a horrible stereotype to play into, honestly. The concept of the romance being a grand gesture is also something that's kind of awful. Like, for example, the Love Actually scene is probably one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life, because what was your plan if the husband showed up? Like, what if he opened the door? Like, this is insane. I would be concerned, honestly, if this is what happened. Like, he ruined their wedding video by just showing a bunch of videos of her. He showed her a picture of a corpse, and he's telling her to lie to her husband. Like, that's insane. Also, stalking being romantic is kind of an insane premise as well for any movie. Like, why is this something that anybody is okay with? They're all very casual about it. However, it is basically accepted because of the hot person rule. Like, if anybody who wasn't Ryan Gosling was doing this, that would be insane. Like, what the hell? Sometimes the grand gesture works, but if you're like not into that person, it comes off insane. Don't break into my house and watch me sleep at night. The hot person rule also applies to rich people. Rich people get away with so much stuff in these movies, it's kind of insane. Another thing that's kind of crazy is having women be chased after they say no. Like, just let her go. Let her leave. She's not interested. Also, the idea of men being pursued is like stigmatized. Like, it's always perceived as the girl being absolutely insane. On the flip side, if a woman is desirable, then basically they're excused from any sort of questionable and or toxic behaviors. Why are you flying across the country to stare at a man you've never met? Why are you lying to a family with a coma victim? Why are you trying to ruin your best friend's wedding? And why are you creatively stalking a man? Another trash example is the nice guy trope. Adam Sandler and Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day and 50 First Dates absolutely suck. They're horrible, and like, I don't know why it's ever pegged as a romantic thing, because they legitimately are taking advantage of two very horrible situations with women who are not aware of what's going on at all. If these situations happen in real life, it would be pretty manipulative and not great or romantic in real life. If y'all have ever seen Love on Netflix, this guy Gus is probably one of the best examples of a nice guy, and he sucks the entire show. But he's the one that you're supposed to be rooting for, but he sucks at the same time. So I don't know what, it's an okay show. If you like Judd Apatow stuff, you'll probably like it. Another thing popularized by one of my favorite movies, Gone Girl, is the cool girl trope, which essentially means that a woman has to model her entire personality after whoever she's dating, and it's just so toxic. That's kind of a buzzword, but it's basically just not a good expectation for men to have their women build their whole personality around them. Also, the friends to lovers trope is kind of a joke. Like, it's fine. Like, sometimes you end up with your friends, but not always. Don't have that expectation. Another great trope that exists a lot is Taming the Woman. 10 Things I Hate About You did an amazing job of this. It was based off of Taming of the Shrew, but basically it just reinforces the idea that women need to give up careers, interests, hobbies for the man. A lot of these tropes just come down to giving up things for guys, essentially. Also, any marginalized character is a secondary character. We don't need more clumsy white women. To be even more nitpicky, why is everybody running away from the altar? Also, everybody seems very comfortable with just breaking up relationships because whoever they're in a relationship before has no personality or is a monster. My Best Friend's Wedding did an amazing job of this by basically letting Julia Roberts not get away with trying to ruin her best friend's relationship. Also, why is Drew Barrymore specifically having people constantly profess their public love for? I love Drew Barrymore, but girl, multiple movies, people are just publicly declaring their love for her. My biggest personal gripe with rom-coms, however, is the happy end justifying the means. Like, a lot of horrible stuff just happens in rom-coms. Like, Overboard, this is one of the most insane movies as a plot. Like, he just straight up kidnaps a woman with amnesia. And they're supposed to be in love. Like, it's supposed to be romantic. Like, that's if that happened in real life, that would literally be a crime. You would literally be going to jail. Also, the fact that amnesia is like a plot device and like other medical things are used as plot devices is kind of insane that it happens that much in rom-coms. I don't understand that at all. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below some of your maybe favorite rom-coms or favorite couples in rom-coms or like favorite rom-com tropes. I don't know. Just like and comment down below. Have a nice day. Bye.